So nobody owes me anything. Nobody here owes me a goddamn thing, except to the extent that helping them get what they selfishly want for their lives, you know? I'm very much a libertarian. It's like, I don't care what people do. You know, do whatever you want. Enjoy your life, you know? Just don't steal from me. Don't ask me to subsidize it. Do whatever you want. Marry a dog. Marry 2 trees. Marry 3 men. I don't care what you do. I just don't want to pay for their bills if they don't like the lifestyle that they build for themselves, you know? But I'd say that's the main thing. Do I lose money on the front end? Yeah. Yeah, I do. And the thing is, if I took that money, I wouldn't care to show up and hang out with those people. Yeah. So, you know, for me to have any sustainability to want to do this for a few years, and I will do it for a few years, I won't be doing this in my 50s. Really, the timer in my head is like, well, the longest that the mastermind group, that can go on, that's not a problem. The longest I would do these weekly coaching events and make any effort whatsoever for sales or marketing type events, the longest that is the next recession. Because it doesn't make any economic sense for me to allocate time to that past another good recession that I'll get a significant increase in net worth again. And and the shortest is I might wake up in a bad mood one day and just be like, you know what, fuck that. And totally arbitrarily, maybe whimsically or arbitrarily, I might wake up in a bad mood and be like, you know what, I just don't feel like doing that anymore. Fulfill any pending obligation I have at that moment, and then that'll be that, So I did that with Bootcamp. I could make millions of dollars on Bootcamp if I want to. I don't want to. Bro, I can, there's times in the stock market I'll be up $2.5 million in a day. Not every day, but $1 million up and down happens all the time. Every week I'm up $1 million, down $1 million, up $1 million, down $1 million. Every week. But there's days that I'm up $2.5 million. There's days that I've been down, $1 million and change. I do have a preference for one over the other, in case you're questioning. But and by the way, how much of that, if I'm up $1 million at the stock market in my personal account, 100% owned by me, that's $1 million. If you make $1 million in your business, you don't get $1 million. You don't get $1 million. You don't get $500,000, because there's all sorts of expenses that go with that. So what makes more sense? If I make $2.5 million at the stock market, if you have a great day and you make $2.5 million in a day, I'd have to make $6 million in my business to have similar take home. You follow? So, you're not going to do that every day, but I've done it before. I'll do it again, and that's fine. So, I don't know. Those are a couple ways I'm thinking about it. I want that social group. I've been very open about it. I said it the other day. I'll say it one more time. I want that high-level social group. That's what the mastermind group is. This other stuff, I told you other selfish reasons I wanted to create those programs. I do, by the way, I never had a desire to raise kids. I had a vasectomy when I was 26. I have no interest in raising children. And, the part of my personality that, you guys might want to raise a family or some children or something, I do kind of like working with the clients and helping them accomplish something. I do feel like personal satisfaction in helping some of the people here have, better financial outcomes and more confidence, more certainty, more stability. Because I really didn't have that, I really, really didn't have that, and I felt bad about it for more than the first half of my life. So I do personally enjoy helping another good quality person to have a better framework and a better way of living their life that they could have better outcomes, So I do get personal satisfaction from that. But the main thing will be the mastermind group is, human can keep track of a couple hundred people. You can keep track of a couple hundred people in your village. It's about what your brain is made for, as far as the number of friends or social, meaningful social connections you can have. And I'll go filter through that. We've got just over 100 members in the mastermind group at the moment, and I'll build that to 500 or 1,000, and then it'll get filtered back down over time. That you'll end up with 200 that stick around long term. That that's your tribe. So I don't care which ones stay. I don't care. It makes no difference to me. You know who should stay? The best ones. The best ones should stay. Makes no difference to me. Make it hard to join. It's only, any other group like that, whatever you paid for your first year, you pay that amount in perpetuity. I structured that. They're paying $20,000 to join, only $5,000 to renew, only $5,000 to keep up to date. So if somebody has a bad year, they can still be there. If it was a big commitment that they can't make every year, they can still be there. So I made it real easy for them that, harder to get in, easy to stay once you're there. If they choose not to stay, if somebody says, can I just postpone my thing, or I could, maybe let me skip this year, well, they're never going to be part of that group again, I don't even want their money. They're going to be gone immediately and say, oh, you know what? No problem. Best wishes. But we'll end up with a couple hundred people long term, and you can't buy a social circle. I wish I could buy that. I wish I could buy that social circle, and I couldn't, and I wanted it bad enough that I decided to go create that. But that's the end thing for me. And by the way, the type of people that are going to be in that group long term, I mean, how many of you made money one way or another already from one of the mastermind people, from me or one of the other guys in the mastermind group? Yeah. So what do you think that looks like over decades? It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And I wasn't going to get that from my little University of Chicago social network. And I wasn't going to get that for these pay-for-play schemes that with people you don't even respect or like or want to be around. You can't buy access to that. So I wish I could. It would be easier for me. I wish I could. I'd be happy to. I don't need to be the leader of the group. I don't give a fuck about, I don't have those type of emotional needs so much. So it'd be way easier for me to just pay for access to that if I could. And just be, I'd be a contributing member. I'd be well respected in the group. It don't have to be my group. I wish I could just pay for access and do enough to be a well respected contributing member that would give me all the advantages without the effort that goes into that. So does that make sense? I mean, some people get annoyed with me that, they say, I signed up for this program. A guy did this on this mentoring program that we just started a few weeks ago. A guy writes me in week 2 or so, week 2, I think. And he's like, this is going to be more work than I thought it was going to be. I just like to postpone and take it next time. Just shift my spot till next time. And I have an autoresponder on my email just for things like this, so I have zero obligation to respond to an email unless I actually feel like it, But I wrote him back briefly, and I said, the terms and conditions is 2 pages. It fits on one sheet of paper. You can print the terms and conditions on one sheet of paper. It says 4 or 5 times in there, that you're making a firm commitment to do X. And whenever somebody writes me and asks me to modify that, I'm just like, I don't think they know the damage they're doing to themselves in that situation. That not because I'm going to do something malicious or something, I'm not. But no, I'm not going to change the terms and conditions. I'm not going to change anything we agreed to. It's really an integrity issue to me that somebody could look at a fucking 2-page document. It's not 75 pages. It's not like when you sign up for a Google something and you'd. What would you have to pay for, actually, like some of these tech companies' terms and conditions, what would you have to pay a legal team to read and understand and actually interpret for you what the fuck that contract means? I suspect more. I suspect more, but yeah. I put it on one sheet of paper. I say about 4 times in there that, there's a time and a date. It's not refundable, it's not transferable. There's a time, there's a date. If you don't like it, don't come. So when somebody says, they all got their excuse. It's not much. It's 2 or 3 people, out of 100 and something. But I don't want those people to be my clients in the future. That's not my target market. I don't want to be around people that they're fair weather friends or they're committed so long as it doesn't become inconvenient. Is that going to be a good business partner for you long term? Is that going to be your new best friend? So I don't give a fuck if I alienate those people. It's not the people that I wanted to come to begin with. I've done myself and the group a favor to do that, So I agree with your comment about setting expectations and, know who your target market is. Know who are the people that. It's not the people that you want to attract, because I think you started saying you have an attraction question, but it's, who are the people that you could legitimately serve at a very high level? Who are the people that you could really help them at a very high level, and if you didn't have something else to sell them, they'd demand that you create something else to sell them. They would want to continue to have a relationship with you because you helped them so much on the first thing that you worked on, that they'd be delighted. They'd be happy for the opportunity to be able to do something else with you. So they know it's going to be good. They know it's going to be beneficial to them. It's going to be a good experience. Might be hard, but overall it's going to be a good experience. It's going to be a valuable experience. And I don't say this shit because I'm nice or politically correct or something, but like in my head, I'm just like, well, if you want to have a business like that function, it's not what do I want, it's what I want in terms of the type of people that I want to associate with. But if I want those type of people to give a fuck about me, I have to make sure that I'm providing something that's going to be extraordinarily valuable to them. So I do have to spend a lot of time focusing on, what could I help the ideal client with? What could I most help someone with that it'd be profound lessons that lead to significant pragmatic outcomes, measurable pragmatic outcomes in their life, that they'd be happy to continue to have a relationship together, That makes sense?
No, totally, yeah.
And if I can't help them like that, then I should do something else, And they should too. Nobody owes me anything. Nobody here owes me a goddamn thing. Nobody owes me a moment of their attention, except to the extent that I'm helping them get what they selfishly want for their lives,
I now feel much more confident around real estate. I've learned that I'm capable of taking on bigger projects than I thought I could, and I believe I will profit hugely from this course for the rest of my life. Nothing really beats the winning cocktail of having a mentor like Derek, who's been very successful in real estate, with the knowledge that is not just academic, but hands-on practical, and with the peer group and the accountability that comes from that, keeping you sort of on the rails towards having those successful outcomes that you want.
Thanks for watching. Success is not for everybody, and it may not be for you. If you are or on your way to be a millionaire or multi-millionaire, probably going to want to spend time with my clients. Probably going to want to have a personal relationship with me so we can accelerate that process, get you living up to your maximum potential, earning your maximum wage. You're going to want to click that follow button. You're going to want to click that bell and get notifications. Tune in every Friday. Tune in every Monday. You're going to love what you see. I look forward to having you as a client in the future.